If you were not watching television all day, but you missed your TV while you're gone and you would like to know what your TV looked like while you were out, here you go. This was the news wallpaper today. Democratic Congressman Anthony Weiner speaking more candidly to reporters about a picture he is accused of tweeting to a woman in Seattle on Friday. According to his accusers, most notably the bombastic conservative activist Andrew Breitbart, Representative Weiner sent this tweet right after he had appeared as a guest on this show. The picture was almost immediately deleted from his picture-sharing account online, along with every other picture there. Congressman Weiner says he was hacked and that he did not send that picture. But before the erasing of the picture happened, a guy who describes himself on Twitter as "No Obamacare, Socialism, Sharia," retweeted what he says was the picture. Mr. Breitbart's conservative website picked it up and posted what it claimed was a picture of the original tweet. CNN then put Mr. Breitbart on television to brag about this and to make further allegations despite his history of smearing people and getting it wrong, and everybody else having to apologize for the mess he made, even though he never apologizes. But the damage was done. Thus began the great big national freakout of early summer 2011. Meanwhile, over the last couple of days, while everyone in the media had their hair on fire about this story, the talented and very smart people who live in the world of the internets, they were trying to figure out what happened, how it could have happened. If the congressman was hacked, as he said he was, if he was pranked, how would that work? How could a person do that? What would that look like? How would you even begin to get away with something like that? Here are a few of those theories. I think this is fascinating stuff. One theory was fleshed out over at Daily Kos. It goes like this. The infamous retweeter seems to have had a preoccupation with the congressman's possible connection to women on Twitter weeks before Friday night. From 2 weeks prior, quote, Representative Weiner loves young girls, follows this one too. Then a blogger at Mr. Breitbart's website asks if it is possible to hack into the picture-sharing service that Congressman Weiner uses, which is called YFrog. So the Daily Kos writer looks at the image of the congressman's Twitter account more closely, and judging from the pixelization of the images and some other visual clues, he concludes that the damage was a composite, saved a number of times, indicating it had been photoshopped. But in order for this theory to be true, one would have to assume that the prankster made a fake Anthony Weiner picture, hacked into the congressman's Twitter account, tweeted a fake link to that picture, claimed the picture was deleted, but he alone had the screen cap, and then spread the word. In other words, it was all a photoshopping scheme elaborately played out on the internet. One that one of our producers, interestingly, one of our producers on this show was able to replicate yesterday in less time than it takes to make a 2-minute egg. Here's a screen cap of an actual tweet of mine. This is a tweet I really sent, okay? And here is our producer Will Femia's photoshopped copy of the tweet. You see how it works? Same background, same imagery, same fonts, very different content. For a theory with fewer steps, a number of other blogs have different versions of a theory of a potential hacking that looks at the information embedded in this controversial picture itself, what's called the picture's metadata. Without getting too techie about it, essentially every photograph contains information about the properties of that photo, the size of the image, the device from which it originated, and some other information. And according to one blogger, Congressman Weiner's previous pictures have named his BlackBerry as the camera model name associated with the photo. The lewd picture in question does not. A third, but by no means final theory, has to do with the photo sharing service that I was talking about earlier, YFrog. One way you can share a photo is by emailing it to your YFrog account. So you attach the picture to an email message, you write a message in the subject line. If you're confused right now, don't worry. The important thing is to understand this. You alone are supposed to know your YFrog email address, which you can use to post pictures. One of our viewers pointed out today, however, it's not all that hard to generate a program that would try every possible combination using your Twitter name until you got the right email address to use this service to post pictures. That viewer, who tweets as SARKING, mimicked that process today. She hacked a friend's account at Rumor Holmes, and from his account, from the account that she hacked into, she tweeted this picture to one of our producers. She tweeted it as if she was Rumor Holmes, which she is not. If you want to totally geek out about Twitter hacking and how our awesome viewer, Sarah King, pulled it off, our amazing web producer, Will Femia, is explaining it all with pictures over at Maddow blog. So if you are into this stuff, you may want to check that out later. It is an elegant and easy solution that makes it seem quite obvious that this sort of thing could be done without too much technical know-how. We do not know that any of these theories explain what has happened in the last few days to Congressman Weiner. We don't know what happened there. We do not know anything more about that than you do, or your neighbor does, or your dog does. We do know more than we knew before the brilliant people on the internet started looking into this and doing all the metadata tricks about how it could go wrong if it had gone wrong in the way the congressman says it did. Anthony Weiner has answered a lot of questions about this thing so far. He has not yet answered the question about whether or not the picture in question is actually a photograph of him. But the congressman will join us live next.